Happy Friday, Bourbon family. We made it to the end of the week. Whiskey Phoenix coming to you today. And yes, I have returned with a daily whiskey review. Now, again, I'm getting down towards the end of my personal collection. But as I was looking through what I wanted to review today, I came across one that I realized is fairly, I'll say, readily available, because I don't know everywhere that this distillery ships to, but I do know that it's available on their website, and you can go and check it out and see if they ship to your state. What I've got for you today is New Riff's Straight Kentucky Rye Whiskey. Now, this is a bottle and bond, so that means it is 100 proof. The age statement, I couldn't really get one from New Riff. It just, on their website, it said at least 4 years. As is usual with most of the New Riff stuff that I've come across so far, this is done without chill filtration. That's what they put on all their, at least every bottle that I have from them says without chill filtration. I'm trying to see what else I can see on here for you guys. Oh, the mash bill is 95% rye and 5% malted barley. Not a bad pop still. I love their bottles because they do this like raised part of their bottles, and I don't know. I like the fact that they even, have like their distillery. It's kind of what it looks like there in Bellevue, Kentucky. They are, I've said it before, I'll say it again, they are one of my favorite distilleries. Outside of the sour mash they did earlier this year, or a malted sour mash or something, I can't remember. I've tried to block it out of my mind. I'm just going to be honest, fam. I have really liked everything that I've tried from New Riff. I was looking over my spreadsheet today, because it's like, I know if I know me, if I wait, I will procrastinate to the very last second when it's time to have my top 10 of 2025. And I got to looking, and I can definitely see a pattern from myself. A lot of Bardstown stuff on my spreadsheet, a lot of New Riff stuff, a lot of Penelope, quite a bit of Pursuit United. No surprise there, since I'm an ambassador for them. So I'm pretty sure I know who's gonna be like, that there is 4 right there, gonna be my top 5 distilleries of 2025. But I also tickled myself just looking at it that somehow I've got to narrow 50, almost 50 bourbons that I either loved or love, and somehow try and find my top 10 out of those. Because I'm pretty sure, a top 50 list would just be a little bit too much. But anyway, so, a lot of research on this, that I found, because, I love my research, is, a lot of people really appreciated the mouthfeel. They felt it was, light and silky with a good balance of flavor. Even though this is a younger whiskey coming in at, at least 4 years, some other reviewers said that they felt it tasted more mature than its age would suggest. And I think I would lean in and agree with that. And just overall, they've it's just a well-regarded rye for its balance and polished flavor. Damn, I can't even talk, and I haven't even had a drink yet today. The one thing that surprised me in my research was that some found the price point a little high, and I'm like, I know there's no way I paid more than $45 for this bottle. But I had got this back in February, I think is when I did their tour. And I double checked myself, and even on their website, this is coming in at an MSRP of $39.99 or $40. So I'm not sure where people are getting that the price point is, you know, a little high, but maybe that's because they're, you know, getting it off the secondary market or something. I don't know. All right, let's get into this nose, family. Oh man. That nose is just, to me, that it's slightly a little bit of sweetness to it. I mean, the color overall is, you know, I'd say a light amber color, but definitely getting, you know, a little bit of like an orange peel. It's peppery as well. I think I'm going to lean into, I think that's more like a black pepper. I'm getting some baking spice, even a little bit of oak. I'm searching family for that mint. You know, I love my mint, but sometimes I don't always actually get it on the nose. And I think I get it just a slight, ever so slight hint of vanilla. Let's get into this. I mean, the fingers on this, you know, they ran fairly quickly. But again, I feel like that this is kind of like light feel on the palate. So for me, it starts like that hint of pepper on the nose starts there on the palate, along with some baking spice. That little bit of hint of orange peel on the nose kind of carries through to the palate as well. And there's even like a little bit of a cinnamon spice, or maybe it's more the rye spice that I'm picking up. And I feel like some toffee is trying to creep in. The rye spice is definitely there for me on the finish. And there's like this little bit of a lingering, possibly like some brown sugar or toffee on the finish for me. I kind of lose the vanilla, you know, that hint that I got, you know, on the nose and on the palate. But I mean, you know, this is, you know, honestly for me, you know, and I'll try and keep my bias out of this, honestly. I do like this. I've had, you know, out of most of the stuff I've tried this year, it's a lot of it has been ryes or straight bourbon whiskeys. Having gone through my spreadsheet, I haven't really tried that many wheateds. So in all fairness, you know, I do appreciate this, and I think that it is good. But I would have to say that, you know, I've had a little bit better. I'm going to hit this with the lime water because if I remember right, I think it gives me my favorite part of a rye, and that is the mint. I mean, in all fairness to New Riff, this is really, you know, this is solid for sure. For me, I think I have had better ryes. I honestly, their Balboa rye I think is better than this, and I honestly, the Jefferson's rye that I've done and had and did a review on, I honestly think is better as well. But I mean, this is a solid entry. I wouldn't discourage people from picking it up and trying it. It may even be something that could be considered a nice beginner rye, because you're not overwhelmed with the spiciness that can come with some of the ryes. At least that happens to me. Let's see if the water helped. Not on the nose. There it is. There's that ever so teeny tiny slight hint of mint that comes through. And I wish, and maybe I'll do some research on this and add it into the educational videos, because I'm trying to think of what else to come up with. But you'd be surprised how much this mixing water that's limestone filtered can open up flavors, taste, even some on the nose. It literally, it blows my mind that that's something as simple as that. And remember, it has to be limestone filtered. Don't put water in from your tap. Chlorine, fluorides, everything that our water gets treated with, it's not going to have the same effect as limestone water or limestone filtered water, mixing water. So there you have it. There is today's Happy Friday review. For me, overall, I would give this, I'd give this a 7 out of 10. Again, I think it's a solid entry. I think it would be a good, starter rye, and especially coming in at an MSRP of $40. I don't think that you can go wrong with it. I think it's enjoyable. There you have it, family, on this Happy Friday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. As always, please drink responsibly, and I'll see you in the next one.